welcome to Talks with Teads. My name is Katie, and I'm the EVP of Global Marketing at Teads. I'm super excited to be joined by Dominic here. So Dominic, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Katie. Yes, absolutely. Chief of Product and Data at Horizon Media. As you know, we are the largest independent agency out there. $8.5 billion in spend runs through our system. I've been there for 6 months. Never thought I'd go back to agency land, but here I am, and couldn't be more thrilled to be part of Bill Koenigsberg and team and redefine the agency of the future, one with data and product.
Absolutely. And we're very excited to talk to you about everything that you're working on, especially in a year when the pace of innovation and transformation is so incredibly rapid across so many areas. Most of all, of course, AI. So how are you in your role as Chief Product Officer helping your teams think about transformation and keeping up with that rapid pace of change?
Yeah, it's incredibly dynamic, as you point out, and rightly so. It really is a fundamental, profound shift in not just what we're doing in the media industry, but across every facet of society. So we're harnessing the power of AI with our Blue platform. So we have our Blue and Identity Graph, which we've had out in market for 6 or 7 years. So it's an atomic and deterministic data set that we use to identify and build audiences for our clients and help them drive growth and solve real business problems. But we've put an AI native application layer on top of that so that we can, in a lot of ways, democratize access to the data set. The account teams, we can give our clients access to this data, and using natural language query that data and gain insights. We like to say at the speed of thought.
I mean, that's very compelling. And I think what you said is really interesting because a lot of the transformation around AI seems to be driven by just the scale at which it can allow us to continue to innovate, reach audiences, make use of really valuable data, and just divide labor more effectively. So what do you say to your clients or partners who are trying to understand how to craft an AI strategy, as they say?
Well, at the end of the day, AI is fundamentally a tool, a very powerful tool, and one that we're putting to use for our clients and our internal business. But if you zoom out a little bit, you think about all of the data that we have available, and we're only collecting more day by day, right? We've got the connected car, the connected home, the connected self if you're wearing a ring, or you've got biometric tracking devices. So we're collecting even more data. And the irony is, with all this data, with all of these choices and options that we have, marketers are still challenged to find growth. It's like, how do they navigate this? So what we're doing is vetting the market, understanding what do we need to plug together, how do we make sense of this ecosystem, and help our clients navigate that. I mean, we have clients, when we talk to clients and we look at their MarTech stack, they can have 30 or 40 different vendors and partners. And our value proposition is really like, let's come in and help simplify that. Let's give you the power of AI. We've done that work. We're neutral and agnostic. And let's just simplify that MarTech stack for our clients. At the end of the day, what problems are they trying to solve? We're there with them using what we have to solve those challenges.
Yeah, that makes sense. You brought up something really interesting as well, which is that we're kind of connected beings ourselves now if you're wearing a personal device. So how do you think about the intersection of privacy and respecting the audience and user experience? How does that fit into Horizon's point of view on using data most effectively?
Yeah. Well, absolutely. I mean, we have all the certifications for privacy and control. We take that very seriously. I mean, Bill Koenigsberg, founder and CEO, the mantra of the organization is business is personal, and we take that through to every level. And then we're also neutral and agnostic. So transparency is a big piece of how we operate. So we're respectful of the consumer and the data that we get. So it's fundamental to who we are and the data and our data strategy and how we collect data. And that's an important point to unpack for us. Our data strategy is one where it is atomic and deterministic. And by atomic, we want to get the lowest level piece of data, the granular data, so that we can examine that, compile that in a way that makes sense. Again, we go back to our clients and what problems they're solving.
Absolutely. And when you think about the challenges that your clients are trying to solve, you mentioned that we're kind of reaching this saturation point with the number of touch points you can actually put on audiences and how much media they're really willing to consume. So from a product perspective, how are you thinking about that as an innovation layer of how you can kind of navigate that challenge or moment in the industry rather?
Yeah. We're guides for our clients. Like we're in sunny Florida, if possible.
Right.
We have a number of clients here. We've curated agendas and itineraries for our clients. Get them to see new innovation, see the partners that we're working with, spark new ideas. But again, coming back to the core, how do we plug into what we're doing, what our clients are doing, so that 1 + 1 = 3?
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, when you think about the rest of 2025, what are you most excited about when it comes to what your team is working on with the very fast pace of change and innovation, as we just talked about? What excites you most?
So 2025 is going to be an amazing year. I mean, one thing we know for certain is that change is inevitable, and we operate in an environment of uncertainty. So for us, from a product standpoint, we have our roadmap that we're driving against, and we've got ambitious plans, and we're going to still plug away at that, but provide some capacity to duck and weave and take advantages of the opportunities as they come along. So our Blue platform is up and running right now. Our AI native application layer that sits on top of our Blue identity framework. So we're rolling that out to clients. We've got ambitious plans to train 80% of the organization on AI fundamentals and then hands-on keyboard, so that the Blue platform will be a fundamental part of how our teams are operating every day. It'll be built into the fabric of their day-to-day activities. So we've got a pretty robust roadmap. But we're keeping an eye on the broader market, because anything can happen.
Right. And as you said to me just before we started chatting, you view kind of the innovation window is 6 weeks, right? So I thought that was really inspiring and interesting, of driving us towards a more aggressive approach as an industry.
It's incredible, right? Like 6 weeks is the time from ideation to execution, and we're seeing existing products evolve and new features coming out. And I think that's a trend. If you're in the product development and you're building product, you've got to keep that short time frame. We don't have the luxury of long distance product roadmaps, and the innovation cycle needs to be short to take advantage of the momentum that's already existing in the market and just what AI is enabling. So that 6 weeks, we keep that as part of our framework for how we think about product development.
Yeah, it's absolutely something that I'm going to remember and try to use even in my own personal life. So thank you so much, Dominic.
Well, thank you for having me, Katie.
Yeah, it's been a really fun conversation, and thank you for joining us for this version of Talks with Teads.